So imagine someone you haven't seen in 20 years calls you out of the blue early one Saturday morning. Now, this person was never your friend, and you're probably wondering, how did they even get my number in the first place? But you remember, they didn't call your home number, they called you at work, of all places. And then when you listen to the voicemail, the first thing you think of is, ain't this some So let's go back to the fall of 91. This is 4 years after these two had gotten married. He was a single father of one, his only child born out of an almost 13-year marriage that ended about 7 years ago. But now he's married to a lobbyist and an aide to a Republican congressman. And we're just moments away from the pinnacle of his career happening. Clarence Thomas was about to become Supreme Court Justice. But then an FBI interview with a former subordinate, Anita Hill, was leaked to the press. This reopened the hearings and she was brought in to testify because this was almost over. And as you might remember, Anita testified that while he was her boss at the Department of Education and at the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, he harassed her. She said he asked her out many times, made suggestive comments at work, made references to and also asked who put hair on his Coca-Cola. And while she was the only one to testify, there were other women that said that they felt uncomfortable working in that office, and he in particular made them feel kind of weird, allegedly. But that didn't matter because on October 15th, 1991, the Supreme Court voted to confirm him. He won the vote with the support of 41 Republicans and 11 Democrats. And this continued an entire discourse well into him settling into this new role. And years later, you would imagine that everybody's moved on, right? Well, on October 9th, 2010, almost 20 years later, Virginia Thomas, aka Clarence's wife, better known as Jenny, calls Anita up at work at her job at Brandeis University and leaves this voicemail. Good morning, Anita Hill. It's Jenny Thomas. I just wanted to reach across the airwaves and the years and ask you to consider something. I would love you to consider an apology sometime and some full explanation of why you did what you did with my husband. So give it some thought and certainly pray on this and hope that one day you will help us understand why you did what you did. Okay, have a good day. Anita initially thought that this was a hoax, right? And reported it to campus police, who then reported it to the FBI. But when this hit the media and the press as Jenny, she said it was nothing more than her extending an olive branch. But I think, possibly, she was just riding for hers. That was wild. That was completely wild. Tell me what you thought about that. What do you remember? What don't you remember? While that wraps our She Stood Beside Him week, tomorrow I will be answering some of the questions that y'all have asked about the different stories that I've shared with you all week long. So don't forget to come back for that. As always, thank you for your support. Please follow us not only here, but on IG and the tube of you. If you love Black history, love Black weddings, love Black marriages, you're definitely gonna love it here. And come back tomorrow for that video. Catch up on all the old ones, but also I'll see you on Monday for another episode of I'll Tell You What, brought to you by Hueido. Well, after tomorrow, but basically, you know what I'm saying.